Yo, everybody, Chris with a K here. Welcome to the best sports highlights, and we are going to get right into it right now. Basically, what's going down right now at this moment is the fact that you guys haven't watched yesterday's NFL playoffs. I forgot what type of situation they call it. Is it the semifinals? I know next week's the conference finals, but I guess these are the semifinals. I don't know, the division finals. I'm not sure what it is. I have no clue what it is, but it's something. And what went down yesterday, oh my gosh, was like one of the greatest performances I ever saw, and one of the greatest disappointments. So if you guys are watching, uh, what's going on? The lighting sucks. Hold on. Where is the light? Guess the light doesn't work. But anyways, yeah, lighting sucks. I'm trying to get a good light here so you guys can see me. I can't set this up right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do like this. This is better. So basically, in the game that just pursued on literally last night, yesterday, basically, we had the Chiefs face off against the Texans, and we thought it was going to be a showdown. It was. At first, it looked like it was going to be a blowout because of what actually ended up happening was wait, no, let's go to Saturday first. Saturday first, that game went on first against the Tennessee Titans, who upset the Patriots, but the Patriots were kind of already struggling. And then you have the Ravens, and the Ravens were at home and they were favored to win. And it was like, oh, we'll just see them in the AFC Championship worst case scenario because Lamar Jackson is on fire. No one can stop this guy. He is just a beast. And what you have not, um, and they got banged out. I ain't gonna lie, they lost. The Ravens, I'm saying, they lost. They lost. They lost. The Titans only scored 28 points while the Ravens scored 12. But here's the weird thing. The Ravens had the ball way longer. Way longer time possession. They had like 29 first downs compared to the Titans only like 12. But the thing about how the Ravens game is built, it is built to run first. It is not really built for passing or comebacks. Because I think in all the loss they had this year, it was literally when they were trailing, they never made an effort to come back. So if they're not beating the brakes off you and the get go and the running game's not going, it's kind of hard for them to beat you because it's not how the team was built. So look at this. Lamar Jackson threw for 365 yards. So he threw for a year because that's how many days in a year. And he threw a touchdown, but he threw two interceptions. I know one of the interceptions, it came off the hands of his tight end, Andrews. I guess he threw a little bit too high. Andrews tried to catch it and it bounced off his hands and it was a pick. Um, he had a 63 QBR, which I guess is good. Anything over 50 is good. He threw the ball 59 times on a completed 31 passes. So at least it's over 50% of his passes. But, for a quarterback, you want to be at least, um, what do you want to be? You want to be at least like 60s, high 60s, definitely 70, right? You want to be like that in that Drew Brees rare air, right? All right. And then you have, he ran for 143 yards. So think about it. He had 508 yards of total offense. He was basically your offense. Ingram and Edwards, who was rushing, didn't do that well. They averaged like 3.7 yards and Edwards 6.7 on 3 attempts. But Jackson, 20 attempts, 143 yards, 7.2 per attempt, 30-yard long run. Brown had 126 receiving yards, 7 receptions. The only touchdown came by Hurst. Their defense only came out with one sack, and that was from their safety. So they didn't do any much damage on defense. They could not stop Henry. This guy is like a crazy, ridiculously good running back. He had a better game than Lamar. He threw for a touchdown, and he didn't run for one, but he threw for a touchdown. He had a really high QBR. Tannehill, he threw for less than 100 yards. He threw for 88 yards, 714, 50%. So his his accuracy isn't great, but he threw for 2 touchdowns, one more than Lamar. He had a better QBR than Lamar. Lamar had like a 63. He had 109.5. So this is the only time in history I think a quarterback threw for like less than 160 total yards in both games, and they won. Like they first beat the Patriots, now they beat them because of their game plan. Right? They beat you down with Henry. He ran for 30 attempts, 195 yards, a 66-yard long run. This guy was just running it. So the passing game is really not there. They had 4 sacks, 2 interceptions and whatnot. They were just beating Lamar Jackson down. He was not built to come back. He wasn't. They weren't built to come back. That was the issue with it because when they were down, they were at home. They didn't come back. So there was a lot of miscues and stuff like that. So Lamar Jackson, he is probably disappointed himself as well as a lot of people in the sports world disappointed in him because the second year in a row, well, obviously he hasn't come through with a playoff win. This year he definitely improved. This is his second year, but this year like he was going all the way. But there's a difference. There's a difference in a running quarterback that passes and a passing quarterback that runs. So he's a running back quarterback that passes. That's what Lamar Jackson is, like Michael Vick 2.0. But on the other side, we look at the Chiefs versus the Texans. Patrick Mahomes on the other side, he is a passing quarterback that can run. People say yes, he has probably one of the best offenses in the league. He has a plethora of weapons from Kelsey, who is the best tight end in the league, in my opinion. Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest guy. You got Sammy Watkins and all, definitely one or two option receiver. You got Williams, a running back that's fast. And then their return man, I forgot his name, but he's fast too. So he has probably like 4 to 5 options to go to. So he's literally one of the teams in the NFL that they can literally pass the ball a game and be fine because their running game went out ever since Kareem Hunt, left. And then McCoy, he's not all that great. I don't even think he played the game. But we look at the game between the Chiefs and Texans. The Chiefs were down 24-0 going into the second quarter, right? Was in the second quarter down 24-0, and then they went and they scored, I think, 41 points unanswered. 41 point unanswered until the Texans scored 7 points to even the score. Not even scored, but to make score. Texans 31 and the Chiefs 41. So I was looking at the game, like the highlights and stuff like that. I was too busy to watch it. But two of the like when the Texans got up, they got a muffle, like they blocked the punt, returned it, which is rare. Then another one was a fumble of Tyreek Hill on a punt. So those 2 turnovers were actually special teams, which was obviously out of defense and offense hands, and the Texans capitalized on it. Deshaun Jackson threw for 388 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 95 QBR. He had a good game. And he ran for 37 yards, 6 attempts, pretty good. Sammy Hopkins, I forgot his first name, received he was targeted 14 times, got 9 receptions, 118 yards, no touchdowns. Kenny still had a wide open 54-yarder. He had 3 receptions, 80 yards, touchdowns, and Fells 1 touchdown. So like if you look on the Texans team, they got 3 good receiving weapons to go to, and Hyde, who's pretty decent. I think it's his first 1,000-yard season. They walked away with 2 sacks on defense, no interception, anything like that. But they have a decent team. They have on the defense, they have some decent pass rushers. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Clowney, that's his name. And then they also have J.J. Watt, who didn't have a tackle at all, which was weird. He was like at once considered one of the best players in the league, definitely defensive player of the year 3 times. But injuries has plagued this man, plagued him, right? But literally, the game started turning around with the Chiefs. They started getting turnovers. They started getting the ball, and they started capitalizing on them. Mahomes in the game with 321 yards, you know, 5 touchdowns, 134 QBR. I don't know if that's probably supposed to be the passer rating because QBR only max out as 100. So maybe this is the passer rating, all right? And he also ran for 53 rushing yards, 7 attempts. The team in all ran over a total of 100 yards. Kelsey had 10 receptions. He was targeted 12. I think those two, he caught 10 of them. I think the two balls he didn't catch, he dropped, right? 134 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. You know, this team was balling. So they got Kelsey, Watkins, Hills, Williams, and Hartman. Those 5 people are threats. They literally say the they're basically like a track team. Their offense is like a track team and stuff like that. But they came over with 5 sacks on defense. Clark had 3 sacks. Whoever this Clark guy is balling. And obviously they didn't have any interceptions. But they put the pressure on for some reason Deshaun Watson, he just couldn't keep it up. For some reason he couldn't keep up with the guys. He slowed down. It was horrible. And that's what ended up happening with the game. So now that the Chiefs, they banged them out. They were down 24. They were down by more than 20. The only team in NFL's history to be down 20 points and then have a 20-point win. 51 points. 51 points. Wow. And they were scoring fast too. So if you think about it, now they're going to go play the Tennessee Titans, who just beat the Ravens and beat the Patriots last week. So the Titans are looking like they're taking down just the best team, the best of the best of the AFC, right? Because these are the top 3 teams in the AFC: the Ravens and the Patriots, and you have, oh my gosh, the Chiefs. Here's the issue I'm having coming to next week. I think the Chiefs will have the game because if you stop Derrick Henry from running, guess what? You will win. That's all you need because Tannehill is not a threat. Everything that Titans I see are doing works based off their play action or run game. You stop their run game, they're done. Stop the run game, it's a done game, right? And the Chiefs are a team. They don't need to run the ball. They can score on you just by will. They can put up 30 to 40 points. So the thing is, I see the Chiefs as a team. If they're down, they've shown and proven they can come back. 1 and 2, they just shown they can just open the league wide, blow it wide open, blow you out. Not only come back, but come back and blow you out. So they have 5 weapons, like I said. So I'm not even sure the Tennessee Titans defense could cover everybody. They can't. Who's going to guard Kelsey or Hill? Probably the 2 biggest threats. But then again, the Titans, they've gone further than expected. Mike Vrabel, he was an ex-Patriot. Is a tough coach, which is the reason why they're so successful. Derrick Henry needs to have a big game if they want to get any chance, hope, and just take advantage of the clock. That's their only hope. Run the ball well, take advantage of the clock, keep Mahomes off the field. But on the other hand, let's see, the other game. No. So I'm just talking about these games. I'm not talking about the NFC just yet. But NFC, you have the Packers versus the 49ers, which the Packers actually lost to the 49ers like 3-21 or 31 earlier. Aaron Rodgers only passed like maybe 100 yards. He had a horrible game. So a lot of people are saying that that's going to repeat. I doubt it just because of the fact that in regular seasons Rodgers was playing more management ball. In the playoffs, he knows that he has to play hero ball. So I think that most likely the 49ers win because every position they beat the Packers except the quarterback because I don't believe in Jimmy G. So if the Packers can somehow stop the running game, which I don't see it because they don't have a great run defense. Or was it pass defense? I think, no, it's the run defense. They don't have great. The 49ers have like 3 people that can run the ball. If they can stop them from running, it actually neutralizes Jimmy Garoppolo. But if they can't, then Garoppolo can get going with Kittle and Sanders and the other receiver, I forgot their name. But then again, Aaron Rodgers is a difference maker. Hopefully Aaron Jones can run the ball. But then again, their 49ers defense, they're one of the few teams that can get pressure to quarterback without blitzing. Their front four on the defensive line is dangerous, right? So we'll see how Aaron Rodgers fell out. I hope they win because I want to see Rodgers versus Mahomes. You know, all-time most greatest throw of the ball versus the future. So like Lamar Jackson was Mike Vick 2.0, but Patrick Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers 2.0. So we'll see what happens. I want to see the Packers and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That would be probably one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen in a while. Even though I think the Chiefs will just outgun the Packers because Patrick Mahomes has more weapons than Rodgers, so it'll be like unfair in a sense. Um, yeah. So let me know what y'all think. Who do you guys want to see there in the Who do you guys want to see in the Super Bowl? Who do you guys think gonna win the conference finals? You know, first of all, obviously I gave you my two team, but I want to hear your opinion on it. That's who I think is gonna win, and I think that's what's gonna go down. But I could be wrong. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm only a human, right? But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you just click on the link in my bio, not my bio, but in the description below. I'm saying bio like this is Instagram. This is YouTube. Click on the link in the description below. I do have a website where I'm selling merch, so click on the website. Scroll down to the very bottom. I have some shirts I'm selling, so you can support a brother. It would definitely mean a lot to me and go a long way. As well as you can like this video, comment on this video, please share it. Share it because I want to hear your thoughts and what the people you know think. And definitely subscribe to me, it'll mean a lot to me, this channel, and hit the bell notification. But other than that, that's my thoughts on everything. And yeah, that's really it. So other than that, thank you for tuning in to the best sports highlights. Chris with a K, and I'm out. Peace.